Today's conversation is sponsored by First Generation Capital Partners. If you're an accredited investor and you want to know about how we're helping other accredited investors keep more of their income, go to firstgencp.com/going long.
You're listening to the Going Long podcast with Billy Keels, the #1 podcast for long-distance real asset investing.
Welcome to the Going Long podcast. We're back once again to continue to help to educate you so you feel much more comfortable as well as confident investing beyond your backyard. And yes, I'm your host, Billy Keels, and this is the very first episode of 2023. Hey, everybody. So really want to start it out with energy and excitement as well as enthusiasm. So we're really appreciative of the fact that you continue to be here and you continue to invest your time, your energy with us. And you know what? Especially for those of you who continue to go out and share the podcast, you're sharing it across social media, you're tagging us. Thank you so much for that. Also, those of you that want to, but still haven't, go ahead and leave that honest written review as well as rating. Always helps the podcast. I'll tell you why here in just a couple of seconds if you stick around. And then also, if you want to find any of the previous episodes, more than 275 of them, you can go to firstgencp.com/podcast and find every single episode. So today, I do want to chat with you. I want to share a couple of things because this is the very first episode of 2023. I know a lot of you are just getting back into the office. You maybe heard on Tuesday's episode, and now today you want to just kind of keep things light. And here we're going to help you keep things light before you get into the weekend and all that other kind of good stuff. So every single year, I really like to go through a process of being able to, number one, have gratitude, recognizing the things that I'm grateful for. 2, having reflection upon the things that have previously happened. And 3, really looking at the action that's going to take place so that we can continue to move towards our long, medium, and short-term goals, or my long, medium, and short-term goals. And so I want to share that practice with you because I like to go from theory to practice. It's one of these things as a recovering perfectionist. I used to like to think about theory and then take tests and get things right. And that made me feel good. But I realized in the real life, in real world, you have to also take some risks, like going from theory into practice and being able to find out what the result is. And so here we go. I'm going to put that into practice. Number one, I want to have a gratitude because you continue to be here twice a week at least, or if not, you come back and you binge on a whole bunch of episodes, but you continue to be here and you share your most valuable asset with me and our guests. And so that is sharing your time with us. So I do want to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for continuing to be here and being a faithful Going Long podcast family member. It's something that I really appreciate, and I know we do as a team as well. I also want to thank all of our guests, our guest experts who've come here. They carve out time for us as well to be here to share their stories with you, that help you as a listener family member to be able to take the items, take the theory, take the strategy, the tactics, the actions, and put them into place for your life so you can get to your goals much faster. So a big thanks to all of our guests who have invested their time during 2022. And also to the 2 people that I want to give a shout out to because they don't get a lot of the visibility and things like that. But without the 2 of them specifically, this podcast would not happen on the consistent basis that it happens twice a week, every week since we got started. And so I really want to give a big shout out to Andy as well as to Sean. I know many of you probably don't know them. A lot of our guests know because they're the ones that make everything happen. They make the voice look good or sound good. They do what they can about in the video and stuff like that. So check us out on the video, check us out on the audio. But a big shout out to both those guys as well. I couldn't do this without you. So yeah, really want to say thanks to everyone there. Also want to thank my family because they're the ones who also allow me to continue to get out and be here and share with you. So lots of shouts out. Lots of gratitude. Really want to say thank you so much to everyone. And then the next thing is just, I want to reflect on a couple of things that I believe are really important to share with you. As a Going Long family member, this is one of the things that I want you to know, right? That in 2022, we published 104 different conversations, episodes that went out consistently, never skipped a beat. And also, because we continue to take on your feedback and the things that you're asking for, of those 104 episodes, 26 of those episodes were actually solo episodes, kind of like this one, because you wanted to know more about what I'm thinking about, what's on my mind. And so I want to be here to continue to share the things that are either happening in my world, have already happened, and or or will happen. And so this is one of the ways that I can do that, is to continue to have solo episodes. So of those 104, 26 of them were solo episodes. We continue to be listened to in over 47 countries, which I think is fantastic. I never thought that would happen back in June 2020 when we started this podcast. And then also too, one of the things that you continue to be a part of is the fact that our podcast, your podcast, continues to be in the top 1.5% of podcasts globally. Now, most of you know, or if you don't know, I really like numbers. I spent 26 years or 21 of the 26 years specifically in sales roles. And so numbers are always part of sales. And so just to give you some perspective on what that top 1.5% of podcasts means, there's a website called listennotes.com. If you've not been there, you can check it out, but you can see a lot of the different podcasts that maybe you listen to. But the last time we checked, there were 3,002,798 podcasts globally, right? Us being in the top 1.5% means that we are in the top 45,041 podcasts globally. Once again, that is something that I just want to say thank you, because you continue to be here. You continue to tell your friends, your family, because you're getting value from the podcast. And so also really appreciate that. As a result, there have been two other things that have come from the podcast. So I had the opportunity to go out and attend 2 speaking events. I want to give a big shout out to Jim Pfeiffer and the team at Left Field Investors. It was a fantastic meetup, as well as to Jerome Myers and his Red Pill experience in North Carolina towards the end of the year. Both of those in Q4, one in Columbus, Ohio, and the other in Greensboro, North Carolina. So also as a result of listening to the podcast, checking out the podcast. And so just want to say thank you. Want to recognize what are some of the things that have come as a result of the podcast, the value that you can continue to get from the podcast. And you know what, even some of those speaking events that I'm going to be doing in the future, maybe we can bring some of those here and share some of the insights. We'll just have to talk to the organizers about that. But I think that would also be helpful for you as well to hear about some of the different things that we're talking about. And so with that said, just moving into the action for 2023, and then we're going to wrap things up. But a couple of different things. Number one, first and foremost, as we continue to move into 2023, the focus will be on making sure that you continue to get value, that we continue to share strategies, tactics, and actions that you can put into place to get closer to your life goals. Many of them will be related to investing, not all of them. They'll also be related to your own health, as well as the ability to create genuine connections. So you're going to get more value. You're going to get more value in sometimes adapted ways, but at the end of the day, they're going to help you because this is one of the things that I've realized, especially now that I've been out of corporate for a full year, got a lot more visibility on things, had a lot more opportunities to interact with you. And so that's one of the things. We're also going to work on getting shorter episodes. That's one of the things you've also asked for. Hey, listen, Billy, it's great, but sometimes I just can't really do 45 minutes or whatever. So we'll be looking to do that as well. I'll be looking to do that. So make the episode shorter. We're also going to talk about some new topics, right? There are topics that a lot of things that you want to know about. As I mentioned before, creating connection, living the lifestyle, always from a perspective of doing that in a long distance perspective, right? Because that's kind of what I've been doing my whole life. But I also want to make sure that we are talking about the topics that are most relevant to you. And a lot of that will be from the world that I continue to be a part of. I'm going to work on making sure that you get more episodes like this, because apparently you like the shorter solo episodes. We're going to do more of these. And then also too, I will continue to do some speaking events. So I'll let you know about what those are, where we're going to be. Maybe we can even meet up face to face, which would be awesome when I'm over in the US. So, or some of you maybe were going to be here in Barcelona, you stopping by, definitely let me know, or who knows, I could be anywhere. So with that, so those are the things we're going to do: more value, shorter episodes. We're going to also do more solo episodes. We're going to talk about topics that are relevant, not just investing in real estate, kind of where we started, but we're doing a lot of other things as well. And so want to make sure that we continue to stay top of mind, provide you the value that you're looking for, give it in bite-sized chunks and things like that. So yeah, just a quick reflection on 2022 with the gratitude as well, and also give you some ideas as to where we're going to be going in 2023, always with the goal and the priority of adding value to you and the things that you do, because you continue to invest your time here. So listen, that was a mouthful. So if you want to share the episode, let people know, hey, listen, this is the things that are coming up, or some of the things we've done in the past. Feel free to share today's conversation, or the solo episode, I guess. Now, while you're doing that, I'm going to be here preparing for a number of solo episodes and special conversations. So be on the lookout. So until then, go out and make it a great day. And thank you very much. And Happy New Year to everyone. Trust that you enjoyed today's conversation. And once again, today's conversation was sponsored by First Generation Capital Partners. If you're an accredited investor and want to find out more about how we're helping accredited investors to gain their personal freedom even faster, go to firstgencp.com/going long.